Fiddler for 6 months, which was really incredible, and it changed my life. I came here to New York for 2 weeks. We performed at Madison Square Garden and all over. We performed in Jersey and all these different places, and when I came back, I knew this is where I wanted to be, and so it changed my life. You're in Disney's Mulan 2 as the singing voice of May. Oh, what's it like to be part of an animation film? It's so cool to be part of an animation film. Janine Tesori wrote the music, and I performed that with Judy Kuhn and Beth Blankenship. And I had just done Eli's Comin' off Broadway at the Vineyard Theater with Judy. So it was great to be able to work with her again. And then Janine Tesori, I think, saw me in that show as well. And so, Janine just writes such great stuff. And so it was a great song. And to work on an animated film, it was really interesting because you think that, oh, well, all the animation's done when you start, but it's not. You come and you record the song, and they kind of have sketches of the characters. And so then you come back again to kind of fit it exactly how it's supposed to be, because the artists then go and they animate to your voice and your expressions and all that different stuff. So then if things don't really work the second time around, if they say, we want this to be more like this, then you get to go back and make it more like that. And then to see it on the screen it's incredible. Would you ever want to guest star on Glee? If so, what kind of character would you want to play? Oh, I would love to be on Glee. If I watched Glee when I was in high school, that would have been my my show that my brother would be like, Glee. But I love it, and I would love to be on Glee. I don't know what I would be. I would be something kind of interesting and unique and different, but yeah, I'd love to be on the show. What is your favorite thing about living in New York? Wow, I have so many things about living in New York. I love the community in New York. I love the fact that I live in Brooklyn and I have my community there, and I love that I come to the theater district and that's my other home. And you can walk down the street and you see, fans that have become friends, and you see, different people that you've worked with that you haven't seen for years, or you hear about somebody else that's in a show and they were in your show before and now you're rooting for them on their next project. And, there's so much life in New York, and I just love it. What is your favorite stage musical? Really? Oh, these questions are so hard. My favorite stage musical. Gosh. Oh my gosh. When I was a kid, my grandma played, my grandma loves musicals, and we had certain things that we would listen to, and one of my favorites growing up that I would imitate was Sweet Charity, Gwen Verdon. I still listen to that musical in my dressing room, and it kind of gets me excited for the show because she just brings so much life to that musical, and just to think about what it was like in those days with Bob Fosse and Cheetah Rivera, and I actually got to meet her in the Heights, and it's just crazy. But yeah, so that was definitely one of my favorites. Do you have a boyfriend, Larry Beeman? I'm actually married. Thank you, Larry. But yeah, I'm married. Sorry. What makes your life wicked fresh? Wicked fresh. I say this is about the Wicked products or Tom's and Maine products. I don't know. What makes my life wicked fresh? Well, taking a shower after the show. No, wicked fresh. I try to stay green and use green products in the dressing room. Literally with the makeup, but no, outside of the makeup, I try not to use plastic water bottles, and I try when I get takeout, I use my own dishes, and I try to bring food from home and do different things like that to make a difference. So that's how I do it. What did you want to be when you were a little girl? I always wanted to be an actress. I always wanted to be a singer. Like I said, with my grandma, I used to sing, and when I was 3, I used to start memorizing songs and singing out loud. And then my grandma played Judy Garland, and I used to imitate her voice. And then it just went on from there. Then somebody played me Tina Turner, and then I would try to be her, and then Aretha Franklin, and I would try to do that. So, but I always wanted to be exactly where I am. There was a time, like in junior high, when I really wanted to be, I thought, oh, I'm just going to be a doctor, you know. I was really good at anatomy and dissecting frogs and doing things like that. And then we had to dissect, like, a calf head or something like that. And I was like, I can't do this. I'll have to be an actress. So, you know, it went like that. Were you a fan of The Wizard of Oz when you were younger? Yes, I was a huge fan. As I said, I grew up listening to Judy Garland, and when I saw that movie with my grandma, you know, it was one of those things that changes your life. And, you know, it's such a fantastic story, and Judy Garland and, you know, Ray Bolger and just all the people in the musical were so fantastic. And I used to listen to the soundtrack, and, yeah, it changed my life in a big way. Can you tell us a few things you love about your hometown? Is this somebody from Saugus? Things I love about my hometown. Thrifty's ice cream, the mint and chip, and it has to be green because there's some kind of green dye or who knows what they put in it, but it makes it that much more special. Let's see. Thrifty's ice cream, I would always walk there with my parents and get an ice cream, like when we took our walks at night. My hometown, my family's there. My friends that I love, and yeah, you know, I love that it's so, I love California, you know. There's that song by Joni Mitchell that when I listen to it, it just makes me cry because it's so, you know, Lin-Manuel Miranda actually made me this mixtape when we did the reading, and he put that song on there, and it just like, oh, it just means so much to me. And I just love California, and I miss my friends and my family a lot. What is your best memory from being on the Madonna Pepsi commercial set? Wow, okay. Well, this just came out in the Times, that my best memory about being on the Madonna commercial set, this happened when I was a kid, and I got the job, and it was supposed to take place, I guess, in the 50s, and so, or 60s or something like that, but they put us all in these big, really beautiful dresses, and I was like, oh, I feel so beautiful. And then they're like, we're going to make you a tomboy because, you know, you have curly hair, and we're going to do something different. We'll put like this ribbon in your hair. And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, but I'm in this beautiful dress. And so they took me back, and they put me in these like, what are those called? Those kind of pants? Like capris. Oh. And this like dingy shirt, and I was just like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, I look so gross, and everybody looks so beautiful. And then I remember being on the set, and they were like, you know, Madonna wants to come say hi to you guys, and everybody was like, oh, so excited, and I was so like, I don't look nice, and this and that, and then and all the other kids were, when she came on the set, were like, Madonna, you're so pretty, and this and that. And I remember, like, I didn't say anything. I was just kind of in shock because, you know, I admired her, and she came up to me and held my face and said, doesn't she look like somebody? And I just thought, you know, it was awesome. What was it like working with Julianna Margulies on The Good Wife? It was great. You know, Julianna Margulies is a fantastic actress, and when she was working with you, you know, she gave me a lot of compliments and made me feel good, and, you know, she didn't have to do that. But she's a very simple actress, and I learned a lot from working with her. What's your favorite Beatles song? Well, one of my favorite Beatles songs, my parents would play in the house on the record, and I would always have them play it over and over again. I don't know, I think it's, listen, do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Oh, closer. That song. I'm in love with you. Ooh. I used to like stand behind the couch and just like sing that song and just think that maybe somebody was in love with me, who knows. If you could have a small dinner party with any great performers that inspired you or admired you, who would it be? Amanda Marshak. Amanda, good question. If I would have a small dinner party, you know, I don't get out that much. So I would try to have a small dinner party with my closest friends. And they so admire, I'm so admire all of them, and they inspire me every day. And so I would try to, probably people from different casts that I just love, but I don't know. I'm very tight with my Heights family. So I would probably just have them all over for dinner and make some kind of amazing pasta dish or something cool and just talk and talk about music and different projects that people are working on and hearing different things because, those are people closest to me. Are there other performers in your family? Not really. We had this rule when I was a kid, like no singing at the table, Mandy, because I was really into Annie and I would sing like all the time. So my brother and sister were like, nah. And, but my dad used to sing when he was a teenager. My dad was in this band called The Enchantments. And he used to go and sing, like they'd go and sing at like a lodge in Yosemite and different things like that. And so he was a singer. He was the singer of that band, and he also played the tambourine, and he played the drums, I think, once in a while, and he'd sing a lot of rock music. So that's where I get a lot of my love for rock and roll. And my dad was a huge Elvis fan, so we had to watch Elvis every Sunday. That was like Elvis 68 Comeback Day, where my brother and I would like sit on the couch with my dad and watch Elvis movies. And my brother always liked the karate stuff, but so it was cool. Is there a mantra quote that represents the way you try to live your life? I think that what I just said before, the traveler, there is no trail, you blaze the trail as you go. I think that or leap and the net will appear. I remember Renee Auberjonois gave me that on our opening of Dance of the Vampires. And I keep that on my fridge every day because I think it's so true. And it's what when I give advice, I try to tell my friends. If you weren't an actor, what would you be? Oh, wow, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. I think I would try to do something with helping people. I don't know if it would be traveling and doing different things like that to help, or working for the UN or something like that. I'd like to do something to help people. What other classic fairy tale story would you like to see recreated a la Gregory Maguire style author of Wicked? What other fairy tale story? Let's see. Well, my favorite book as a kid was Bread and Jam for Francis, but I don't think that really worked. I liked a lot of Dr. Seuss books, but that came into a musical, which my niece loves. She loves listening to that soundtrack. But I don't know. Gosh. I loved all the Hans Christian Andersen books and things like that, so a lot of those have been made into ballets and things like that, so I think people that are out there probably have a better idea. What was the last Broadway show you saw as an audience member? What's the last Broadway show I saw? What was the show with, I think the last Broadway show I saw was Fela on Broadway, and I saw a friend of mine, Gillan Lampert, dance extraordinarily well. I know Gillan from a camp that I did when I was 15 years old, and I saw him when he first moved to the city, and to see him thrive on that stage was just fantastic, and the dancing and the singing and Lilius White, it was incredible. And I love Fela Kuti and his music, and so it was a night I'll never forget. What was the last book you read? These questions. What was the last book I read? I read this book recently called Brooklyn. I forgot the name of the artist, but it was really good, and it was about this woman who comes over from Ireland. It's a paperback book, and I don't have the Kindle yet, or the iPad, but it was this book, but my mom gave it to me, so it's a hand-me-down. This book about this girl that came from Ireland, and her life, she moves to Brooklyn, and her life coming over, and her life when she, came here, and what was that was like, and then going back, and then having to come back and feeling like an outsider in both worlds, and I think we can all kind of relate to that, so it was really good. What do you think is the core lesson to take away from Wicked? Oh, I think that the core lesson is to I think that Elphaba represents this feeling of go with your gut and go with your heart, even though other people may not agree with it, whether it be your your upbringing, your beliefs, your religion, whatever you believe in, to really don't sell out. Don't sell out, and try to surround yourself with love, and that it'll hopefully work out in the end in whatever way it's supposed to work out. But I think that's the core message of Wicked, is to really go with your heart in life. Do you have a bucket list? Oh, I love that movie. If so, what are some of the items on your list? Oh, a bucket list. Wow. I have so many things, I tell you. I don't know who asked this question, but I have so many things that I want to do in my life. It's hard to even think about. You know, I definitely want to go to Paris. I'm dying to see the Eiffel Tower and to be a part of that. I want to go to, I'd love to go to Mexico, where my grandparents are from. And I don't know, I'd love to travel and to see all different parts of the world and be part of that. So yeah, I have a lot of different wishes. Bless you. Can you play any musical instruments? If not, what would you choose to learn? Amanda. You know what? I can play, are you okay? I can play, nothing. I don't play any instruments. I play an egg. I remember I was in this band when I was in high school called Any Old Charlie, and I played the egg shaker, which worked out really well. I never played it again. No, actually, I played it during Beth's tour, so that worked out really well. But, you know, my family, you know, my parents and my grandparents paid for my singing lessons and for my dancing lessons, and my brother and sister were the ones that got the piano lessons. So it was a fair trade, but I would still love to learn how to play the piano, and that would be I would love to do that when I get more time. What inspires you? My family, my friends, I'd say inspire me. People that try to do things that they believe in, that speak about things that they believe in, inspires me. And most of my family and friends do that, so I try to take my inspiration from them. Yeah, we're done. Okay, thanks you guys. Thanks you guys for joining me today on this. Well, hold on. There's a script. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you, Toms of Maine, for having me as part of your Wicked Fresh series. Your natural products make my life even more wickedly awesome. I'm a big fan of infusing goodness into everything you do in life, and I love that you embody that perspective. And don't forget to support Broadway Goes Green. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. See what you can do to make a difference in the Broadway community. And please go and see a Broadway show. We're waiting for you.